We'll do a quick attendance for quorum. Alan Benedict, Cortez is here. Harold is here. Vice Chair is here. Horton here. Coopin is here. He was here. Oh, I don't see him. Okay. Did Parker leave? Okay, Parker's here. Okay, Bo is here and Welch is here. All right, I did detect a quorum, so we will get started. Oh, I put absent instead of me. There's no one signed up for public comment. Just to confirm, is anyone in the back here for public comment? With no one here for public comment, we will move forward with the consent agenda. I'll read the numbers for consent, and you can let me know if something needs to be pulled off. Consent agenda starts with RS 2024-313, 314, 315, 317. Bills on second reading on consent. Bill 2024-258, 259, 262, 263, 264, 265, 266, 267, 268, 269. Bills on third reading on consent. 103, 104, no, 104 is not on consent. 117, 154, 212, 213, 214, 215, 216, 217, 218, 219, 223, 224, 225, 226, and 228. Does anything need to be pulled off the consent agenda? Councilmember Allen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I need to abstain on RS 2024-301, so I think that needs to come off so I can do that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that one's not on consent. Okay. Got it. Okay, we have that one is not on consent. Take that one off. And that was 301. It's 301. I don't see anything. Okay. Gotcha. All right, anything else? All right, with that, without further ado, I'll read the consent agenda, starting with number 4 on your agenda. RS 2024-313, Coopin Gamble Parker authorizes GS Nashville Hotel Owner LLC and Gray Star Real Estate Partners LLC buying through its subsidiary GS 19th and Broadway Apartments LLC to construct and install aerial encroachments at 1810 Broadway and 110 19th Avenue. RS 2024-314, Coopin Gamble Parker authorizes 901 MLK LLC to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 901 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. RS 2024-316, Porterfield Gamble Parker approves supplement 2 to an intergovernmental agreement by and between the state of Tennessee Department of Transportation and the Department of Water and Sewer Services to construct PIN number 105-766.02 SR11 Nolensville Pike from north of Mill Creek to near SR 254 located in Davidson County, Tennessee. RS 2024-317, Coopin Gamble Parker amends ordinance number BL 2023-1801 to authorize the Metropolitan Government to abandon sanitary sewer manhole and to accept additional new sanitary sewer manholes, lowering the existing sanitary sewer main and lining of existing sanitary sewer manholes for 2 properties located at 30 and 90 Peabody Street. Bills on second reading. BL 2024-258, Coopin, Porterfield, Gamble, and Parker declares surplus of certain realtor property and authorizing the Metropolitan Government's execution and delivery of a master development agreement and ground lease agreements related thereto, an amended and restated site coordination agreement, a campus operations and use agreement, a declaration and other documents and agreements relating to the development of a portion of the East Bank Stadium. Oh, that is not on consent, excuse me. BL 2024-259, Gregg and Gamble authorizes the Director of Metro Planning Department or her designee to terminate a declaration of restrictive covenants for Bowen House 2830 Donaldson. BL 2024-262, Coop and Gamble Parker, authorizing Metropolitan Government to accept a new public sanitary sewer manhole for property located at 400 Hume Street, also known as Tennyson, Germantown. BL 2024-263, Toombs Gamble Parker, authorizes the Metropolitan Government to abandon existing public water main and to accept new public water main and relocation of a public fire hydrant assembly for property located at 210 Cumberland Bend. BL 2024-264, Gamble Parker, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to accept new public sanitary sewer main, public sanitary sewer manhole, and easement for property located at 2345 Rocky Fork Road in Williamson County, also known as Courtner Subdivision. BL 2024-265, Toombs Gamble Parker, authorizing Metropolitan Government to abandon existing public water and sanitary sewer mains and to accept new public water and sanitary sewer mains, fire hydrant assembly, and sanitary sewer manholes for property located at 325 West Trinity Lane, also known as Madison Trinity Apartments. BL 2024-266, Gamble Parker, authorizing Metropolitan Government to accept new public water and sanitary sewer mains, fire hydrant assemblies, sanitary sewer manhole and easements for property located at 3549 Brick Church Pike, also known as Bell Arbor Phase 7. BL 2024-267, Kimbrough Gamble Parker, authorizes the Metropolitan Government to accept a new public sanitary sewer manhole for property located at 1612 B County Hospital Road. BL 2024-268, Bradford Gamble Parker, authorized the Metropolitan Government to abandon existing public water main, fire hydrant assemblies, and easements, and to accept new public water main, fire hydrant assemblies, and easements for property located at 1 Terminal Drive, also known as BNA Terra, T-A-R-I. BL 2024-269, Gamble Parker, authorized Metropolitan Government to abandon existing public water main and to accept new public water main for property located at 600 B Southgate Avenue. Bills on third reading. BL 2023-103, Easlick, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from RS20 to SP zoning for property located at 3800 Old Hickory Boulevard at the corner of Anthony Street and Old Hickory Boulevard to permit 4 multifamily residential units, all of which described herein. BL 2024-104, Easlick, authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BL 2023-103. Oh, that is not on consent. Thank you. BL 2023-117, Toombs, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from RS 7.5 to R6 zoning for property located at 2327B Whites Creek Pike, approximately 265 feet northwest of Luzon Street. BL 2024-154, Coopin, amends Section 17.36.120 of the Metropolitan Code zoning regulations regarding the age of eligibility for signs to be considered for historic landmark signage overlay. BL 2024-212, Taylor, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from OR 20 to MULANS zoning for property located at 600 40th Avenue North at the northeast corner of Delaware Avenue and 40th Avenue North. BL 2024-213, Benton, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from AR2A and R10 to CL zoning for property located at 436 Easel Pike, approximately 627 feet east of Bush Road. BL 2024-214, Toombs, an ordinance to amend Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance by the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County by changing from CL to OR 20 to SP zoning on properties located at 1520 Hampton Street and Avondale Circle at the southwest corner of Hampton Street and Avondale Circle, and partially located within a corridor design overlay district to permit up to 51 multifamily residential units. BL 2024-215, Toombs, authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BL 2024-214 as a proposed specific plan zoning district located at 1520 Hampton Street and Avondale Circle at the southwest corner of Hampton Street and Avondale Circle. BO 2024-216 Taylor amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of Metropolitan by changing from R6 to OR 20A zoning for property located at 601 21st Avenue North, approximately 410 feet west of Spruce Street. BO 2024-217 Benton amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from AR2A to SP zoning for property located at 5043 Mount View Road, approximately 1,000 feet southeast of the intersection of Mount View Road and Hickory Hollow Parkway, to permit 20 multifamily residential units. BO 2024-218 Benton authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BO 2024-217, a proposed specific plan zoning district located at 5043 Mount View Road, approximately 1,000 feet southeast of the intersection of Mount View Road and Hickory Hollow Parkway. BO 2024-219 Toombs amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from R10 to RM15 ANS zoning for property located at 2126 Belfield Avenue, approximately 166 feet northwest of Courtney Avenue. BO 2024-223 Benedict amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from RS 7.5 to SP on property located at 1009 Solly Drive, west of the corner of Gallatin Pike and Solly Drive, to permit 24 multifamily residential units. BO 2024-224 Benedict authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BO 2024-223, a specific planned zoning district on property located at 1009 Sully Drive, west of the corner of Gallatin Pike and Sully Drive. BO 2024-225 Bo amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from R6A to RM20ANS zoning for property located at 92 Claiborne Street, approximately 130 feet north of Cannon Street. BO 2024-226 Harold amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from AR2A to RM9NS zoning for property located at 5932 Mount View Road, approximately 700 feet northeast of Murfreesboro Pike, and located in the Murfreesboro Pike Urban Design Overlay. And finally, BL 2024-228 Toombs amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from RS 7.5 to RM9ANS zoning for properties located at 2232, 2236, 2240, and 2244 Monticello Drive, approximately 334 feet southeast of Monticello Drive and Monticello Street. May I have a motion for the consent agenda? Oh, you have a comment, Councilmember Allen.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair. I had some questions I wanted to ask on RS 2024-259. Could that one be pulled off?
Okay, 259, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Pulled off of consent.
And then I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
Unless anybody else has things they want to pull off.
Anything else need to come off consent? With nothing else coming off the consent, may I have a motion? Moved, and may I have a second? Thank you. Moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of the consent agenda say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, thank you. Moving now back to our agenda, number 1 on the agenda. RS 2024-288, Gamble, Johnston, Druffel, and others request that the Metro Planning Department, Metro Department of Codes and Building Safety, Historic Preservation Offices, Metro Water Services, and NDOT to conduct the necessary technical studies as determined by the departments to provide a comprehensive analysis of recommended changes to the Metropolitan Code of Laws that would increase allowable density in Nashville and Davidson County and make recommendations regarding land use policy which incorporates affordable and workforce housing strategies that can be supported by existing and planned infrastructure. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. There's an amendment, and the amendment sponsor is here. Councilmember Benedict, would you like to explain your amendment?
Yes, thank you, Chair. So I'm supportive of this resolution, and I'm also supportive of providing Metro departments with the tools and resources that they need to be successful, and that includes enough time for them to do this work. So having said that, I also want us to go as fast as we can. My amendment will require the report to get to us 4 months prior than the original resolution. It'll also allow up to a 90-day extension if the department needs more time. That extent, so so that would give it a month faster than the original resolution. That extension is triggered by a letter to the body from the planning department no later than March 1st. So with that, I move my amendment.
Thank you, Councilmember Benedict, and thank you for your work and working with the planning department to bring forth this amendment so that we can get the report a little bit sooner than originally dated. Are there any other questions or comments regarding the amendment? All right, without that, further on the amendment, did we move the amendment? Councilmember Benedict?
Move the amendment.
Thank you. Moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of the amendment say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Now we're moving the bill as amended. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of the bill as amended say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you very much. Moving to number 2 on the agenda, RS 2024-300, Porterfield, Gamble, Allen, and Coupon authorizes the execution of a cooperation agreement between the Metropolitan Government and the Metropolitan Development and Housing Agency. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Is anyone here from MDHA? If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and telling us about this resolution.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Troy White, the Executive Director of MDHA.
I'm Saul Solomon. I'm counsel to MDHA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to give you a quick overview of the bill. This is an agreement that follows an agreement that was entered into and approved by council in 2017. State law basically provides that MDHA property is exempt from property tax. However, there needs to be a cooperation agreement between Metro and the Housing Authority. The amount that we recommend is sort of a continuation of where it has been. Right now, we're paying $54. MDHA is paying $54 for any unit that requires and has an income restriction on it, and MDHA is paying $86 for any unit that has no such restriction. So we have really 3 types of units at MDHA. We have deeply affordable, we have what we call workforce, which is also income restricted, and we have what we call market rate units. So we're asking for the prior agreement resolution sunsetted. It sunsets in May, and that's the reason why we need to go ahead and get this done now. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions regarding the resolution? Councilmember Allen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This may not be directly related, but I know this partly is related to the RAD conversion that was brought up in the analysis, and just wanted to, and that's been a great program and has enabled us to do the mixed income housing, which has been, I think, a fantastic process. Just my understanding is that the RAD conversion enables us to sell, or enables MDHA to sell property if you so choose under the RAD conversion, and I just wanted to get some clarification on that and if there's any intent to do any of that.
So the RAD conversion relieves housing authorities of the declaration of trust that HUD puts on all public housing agencies. We still have an affordable declaration through the RAD agreement, our subsidies, which are 20-year subsidies. So all of our low-income units, about 5,600 of them, are all subsidized and have a 20-year affordability covenant on them. Currently, MDHA is not looking to sell any of its property. As you all know, as council members, are not making any more dirt, so we're trying to hang on to what we have and redevelop what we have. So we have no plans to dispose of our portfolio. We're working diligently to redevelop our portfolio.
Thank you so much. And then one more question. I know that there was also mention of the low-income housing tax credit pallets in this as well. And I've been working with the committee along with Councilmember Toombs on different tax abatement programs that Metro is using to incentivize affordable housing. And our understanding is that that has been a great program and we'd like to expand it. This is probably not the time to do that, but does this lay the groundwork to do that or make us have to wait longer, or how will those interact?
So thank you, Council Member. We appreciate you. We are working that through our Board of Commissioners, hopefully in April or May 1st. We've been working with the administration on kind of the pilot program. As you all know, it has a cap of $2.5 million. Last year was the first time in the history of the program that we were unable to fund 2 projects. They rolled over to this year. We have generated since 2016 about 8,000 affordable units with this tool. So we will be working through our Board of Commissioners first to approve what we believe would be an increase in that cap, and then submit it to council to work it through the process.
Thank you. No more questions.
Thank you. Any further questions? Thank you, Dr. White. All those in favor of RS 2024-300, please say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Motion carries. Number 3 on our agenda, RS 2024-301, Porterfield, Gamble, Welch, and Coupin approves the second amendment to a grant contract for constructing affordable housing approved by RS 2022-1443 between the Metropolitan Housing Trust Fund Commission and Rebuilding Together Nashville. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Is anyone here from Rebuilding Together Nashville or the Housing Trust Fund? Oh, yes. You would come up and introduce yourself and give us a brief summary of the resolution.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am Karen Weaver. I'm the manager of the Barnes Trust Fund. Rebuilding Together has filed for this extension. You may remember that at the last council meeting, they had their first amendment to this contract, but this is the first extension that they have requested. So this was their second amendment, but first extension. They had launched a new target community as part of this project, and their reason for asking for the extension was that it had taken them a little longer to get started than they had expected, as well as some challenges and delays of supplies like windows. At the request of some of the staff, I was asked how many homes had been completed. At this time, the total project is 87 units. They have finished 37 units. 6 more are under construction, and they expect that a total of 51 will be finished by June 30th, 2024, due to increased staff and potentially an increase in some matching funding from a different donor. And they do expect that the full 87 will be completed by the expiration of this 12-month extension at in 2025.
For 2025.
Yes, sorry.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Any questions for Ms. Weaver? All right. Thank you so much. Oh, Councilmember Allen.
I'll just need to be recorded as abstaining.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Without any further questions or discussion, all those in favor? Any opposed? And 1 abstention. All right, moving on to number 8 on our agenda. BL 2024-258, Coupin, Porterfield, Gamble, Parker declares surplus of certain real property and authorizing the Metropolitan Government's execution and delivery of a master development agreement and ground lease agreements related thereto, an amended and restated site coordination agreement, a campus operations and use agreement, a declaration, and other documents and agreements relating to the development of a portion of the East Bank Stadium campus. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. There is a letter to defer 1 meeting, and Councilmember Coupin just stepped out, but is there, he has a letter. Yeah, just deferral for 1 meeting. Okay. Wanted to see if there was an explanation. Any discussion on the deferral for 1 meeting? And Councilmember Allen, I believe, just made the motion to defer. Oh, it was Emily. Thank you, Benedict. Councilmember Benedict made the motion to defer one meeting. It was seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of the deferral, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. And do we have to take the bill as amended? Okay. We're moving on to number 9 on our agenda, BL 2024-259. Gregg and Gamble authorizes the Director of Metro Planning Department or her designee to terminate the declaration of restrictive covenants for Bowen House and 2830 Donaldson. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. This was pulled off of the consent agenda. Councilmember Allen, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just was trying to go back and see the SP and what the restricted covenants were so I could figure out why they were undoing them, and I couldn't find any of that. So I'm just wondering if someone can tell me how to find that stuff, and maybe that'll be all I need to know before tomorrow.
The sponsor is here. Councilmember Gregg, would you like to speak?
I'm going to ask planning to speak.
Thank you. We'll move it over to the planning table.
Certainly. So, excuse me, it is not uncomfortable for developments to have private restricted covenants that are associated with the development. This development, this SP, had private restrictive covenants. Those restrictive covenants mentioned Metro as a party to the covenants. We did not want to be a party to the covenants. We didn't sign on to the original covenants, but we were included in the original covenants, and it indicated that we had to approve changes to the covenants. When the new developers sort of figured that out, they were like, we want to remove you from the covenants. We said, great. We didn't want to be a part of them anyway. But we've worked with Metro Legal because in order to remove us from them, we actually have to sign something removing us from them. This doesn't change any of the standards of the SP. Metro never should have been included as a party to the covenants. Private covenants are between the individual property owners and the developer. Metro is not a party to those, and so this is what we're really seeing as a cleanup. But we've had to sort of work through Metro Legal on the appropriate way to get us out of something that we didn't want to be in the first place.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments? Councilmember Allen.
For clarification, it doesn't actually change the covenant. It just changes takes Metro out of it.
They may be changing their own private covenants, but again, those covenants don't change the SP. Those are just individual agreements that the homeowners are making to be a part of that association, essentially.
Okay.
And so they're not changing any of the standards of the SP. This is not an SP amendment. The SP remains, and we will be enforcing the SP as it was approved, but we're not party to the private covenants or those agreements that are made between homeowner or developer and homeowner.
But the SP stays. Okay, thanks for that clarification.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments? All right. All those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. And I think that concludes our agenda. Oh, number 19. Councilmember Allen.
Thank you. Point of order. I should have raised my hand earlier, but on the 258 that we're deferring in transportation, we mentioned the fact that there will be a special working session on the 20th that we can attend to get more information on that one. And we probably should have said that in this committee as well.
Thank you. Thank you for making that note.
At 4:30.
For those who may have missed that, Bill 2024-258 was deferred by one meeting. And the reason for the deferral was to get more information that will be provided at the March 20th East Bank Committee meeting that will happen here at the Jury Assembly Room at 4:30 on March 20th. Thank you, Councilmember Allen. All right, moving on to number 19. BL 2023-104, Eastlick authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BL 2023-103, a proposed specific plan zoning district located at 3800 Old Hickory Boulevard at the corner of Anthony Street and Old Hickory Boulevard to permit 5 multifamily residential units, all of which is described herein. There is a proposed substitute by the sponsor, Councilmember Eastlick, and does he have a letter? Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay. Councilmember Eastlick is not here and there's no letter, so I will sign on to the bill for discussion. The proposed substitute from Councilmember Eastlick, and I'll ask the planning table if you would speak to that substitute.
Hi, Matt Wilkinson. The substitute just removes one of the dwelling units to match the main bill, which was substituted at the last meeting. So it's 4 instead of 5.
All right. Bill has been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on the substitute? Without any discussion, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Bill is substituted, approved as substituted. Now we'll take the bill as substituted. Moved and properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. That concludes our agenda for today. Thank you very much.